I want to share something very important with you. During a period of my life, I had a lot of difficulty expressing what was on my mind. The ideas would come, but they seemed stuck, as if something was missing to translate them into words. That feeling of knowing exactly what's inside you, but not being able to put it out, is horrible. It's like being trapped inside yourself, unable to communicate what you truly feel and think. The truth is that communication is fundamental. Poor communication can cause many problems. It affects your relationships, your work opportunities, your friendships, and even your self-esteem. When you can't communicate well, you can't express the most genuine version of who you are, and this affects every area of your life. For example, the people you attract may not be the ones you really want by your side. Friendships can become unstable, relationships can be toxic, and even your family relationships can become strained and weak. And worst of all, your professional goals can be compromised, leaving your future at the mercy of luck. Learning to communicate well is, therefore, taking control of your own life, allowing your voice to be heard, and letting your ideas gain space and resonate in the world. In this video, I want to present a set of tools that can enhance the way you express yourself. I want you to think of this as a game where you are improving your character, which, in this case, is yourself. Each tip here is an upgrade and evolution. Let's get started. Tool 1. Speak calmly. The first tool is speaking calmly. It sounds simple, but speaking slowly is one of the most effective ways to improve your communication. When you speak calmly, you give your own reasoning time to keep up with your words, and you give the other person time to process what you're saying. People who speak very quickly tend to lose focus, stutter, and convey insecurity. Neuroscience shows us that when you remain agitated, both physically and mentally, it ends up interfering with your emotions, generating a disconnected speech. Therefore, speak slowly. Give your words the necessary time to have an effect. Moreover, speaking slowly conveys confidence. It shows that you are sure of what you are saying. One tip is to practice breathing while you speak. Breathing in and out consciously helps maintain a calmer rhythm, and this directly reflects in your speech. Think before you speak and allow yourself to feel the power of silence between sentences. This brings us to the second tool. Tool 2. Embrace silence. The second tool is embracing silence. Many times we have an irrational fear of silence, as if it were a sign of weakness or lack of preparation. But in fact, silence is a powerful tool. It shows that you are reflecting, that you are genuinely thinking about what you are going to say. How many times have you heard someone filling the space between words with sounds like like? These are signs that the person is uncomfortable with silence, and trying to fill it in this way often takes away from the power of the message. Replace these sounds with intentional pauses. Give yourself a moment to think before responding or continuing your speech. For example, in an important discussion, if someone asks a question and you need time to reflect, stay silent. Look the person in the eyes, breathe, and genuinely think about your response. There's nothing wrong with letting the other person wait a little. This is a sign that you value your own opinion and want to be truthful. Tool 3. Expand your vocabulary. The third tool is expanding your vocabulary. We all have a habitual vocabulary, which consists of words we use frequently, and a deep vocabulary, which consists of words we know but rarely use. To be more articulate, you need to expand your range of words, as this gives you more tools to express your ideas precisely. Imagine you only have one finger to manipulate objects. Your ability to interact with the world will be limited. Now, imagine having all your fingers available. The interaction becomes much more complete. With words, it's the same thing. The more words you know and know how to use, the more articulate you become, and the more precision you achieve when communicating. A good way to expand your vocabulary is to read books, poetry, articles, and texts that contain terms you don't know. When you find a new word, look up its meaning and try to use it in a sentence. Additionally, writing is a great practice for internalizing new terms. It could be writing a diary, an article, or even comments on social media, but with a little more attention to word choice. Review what you've written and ask yourself, is there a better word I could use here? This practice will gradually increase your habitual vocabulary. Tool 4. Be clear about your ideas. The fourth tool is being clear about what you want to say. Often, we start talking without being sure of what we want to say, and this results in a confusing speech, full of detours and gaps. Before speaking, especially in important situations, think about what you want to communicate. It doesn't have to be a perfect opinion, but it should be something you believe in and have already reflected on. If you want to convince someone of something, for example, there's no point in using superficial manipulation techniques that you saw in a quick video. You need to genuinely believe in your own vision. This is what makes your argument authentic and convincing. So, whenever possible, reflect on what you're going to say and try to delve deeper into the subject. The more prepared you are, the more confident and clear your speech will be. Tool 5. Be humble in discussions. The fifth tool is being humble in discussions. Whenever you're in a conversation or debate, assume that the other person may know something you don't. This doesn't mean giving up your opinion, but being open to listen and learn. Such a posture creates more joints in your thinking as you consider more perspectives and become more capable of refining your ideas. When you truly listen to what the other person is saying, you create an environment of respect and collaboration, and this greatly facilitates communication. Instead of focusing on winning the discussion, focus on better understanding the other's point of view and enriching your own understanding. This way, you'll go further in your relationships and also in the way you express yourself. Tool 6. Know when to stop talking. The sixth tool is knowing when to stop talking. There are situations where the conversation turns into a confrontation and the other person is not willing to listen. In these moments, the best thing to do is to end the dialogue. You have the obligation to try to communicate in the best possible way, but it's not your responsibility to convince someone who is not willing to listen. When a conversation becomes a battlefield where the goal is to discredit the other, you lose the chance to build something meaningful. Therefore, have the ability to recognize when a discussion is no longer worth it and know how to withdraw gracefully. Tool 7. Don't be afraid to express yourself. The seventh tool is not being afraid to express yourself. Never be ashamed to say what you think and what you believe in. If you change who you are or hide your opinions just to please others, you end up attracting people who don't share your true values. Being authentic may drive some people away, but it will also attract those who truly align with you. Your tastes, beliefs, and perspectives are part of what makes you who you are. When you express this openly, you create a reality more aligned with your values and attract people who respect that. Often, we worry so much about others' judgment that we end up becoming a generic version of ourselves. Be true to who you are and see how it transforms your relationships and your well-being. Practice and be patient. Finally, practice. Just like learning a new language or a physical skill, improving your communication requires constant practice. Don't expect to become articulate overnight. Start small. Practice conversations with friends, ask questions in class, get involved in discussions. As you feel more confident, move on to more challenging contexts such as public speaking or presenting complex ideas. Communication is not just a matter of technique, it is also about how you feel when you express yourself. So give it time, practice without haste, and see how, in a few months, your communication and relationships begin to improve. If you like this video and believe it can help more people, leave your like below. It makes a big difference and helps me continue bringing this kind of content to you. And if you want to keep evolving, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. I'm here to help you grow, overcome, and inspire others. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video.